What's poppin', y'all? There's a lot of irony when it comes to Doechii. So this quite a big hip hop page on Twitter posted this clip, and this said the following: AudioMac co-founder Brian Zisuk speaks on Doechii's development and dispels the ridiculous industry plant narrative. I've seen how hard she's worked. I've seen the development time. You can't listen to her music and say this isn't commercially viable. It absolutely is. I'm going to play you guys this clip now, and then we're going to get into what I have to say about it, which is a lot.
I've seen how hard she's worked. I've seen the development time. I've seen the time spent between commercial releases where they just continued to work on her. It just so happened that she finally put a project together that was marketable at a time when TDE was in a position, because she signed to TDE and they have a deal with Capitol.
Yeah.
So they were in a position to focus on her. Sometimes artists don't get that benefit if the label that they signed to is tied up focusing on other artists. Mm-hmm. So she got the attention she needed. Mm-hmm. She had the music in place. And the job of every great label is to identify when something's taking off and then do everything they can to exploit that work. That's what record labels are supposed to do. And you can't not listen to her music and say, this isn't commercially viable.
Yeah, she's dope.
It absolutely is.
She's definitely dope.
And she's high energy, she's charismatic, she's an incredible performer, she's unique, she's original. I mean, I could go on and on and on.
For sure.
The point I'm trying to make, though, is like you can't look at what she's achieved over the last 12 months and think to yourself, I don't get it.
So off rip, the irony in this is that this is a paid post. This is a paid post by Doechii's team to make sure. Let's keep it a buck, dude. And then the ridiculous industry plant narrative. It's not a ridiculous narrative whatsoever. Now, for people saying that she came out of nowhere, yeah, that's one thing. The plant's been growing for quite a while. But I responded to this and I said, Doechii makes good music. I like her music. I liked her last album, the Grammy, the one that won a Grammy. But I'm not going to be delusional. I feel like you're being banged on the head, even if you like her, where they're like, no. You have to like her, but also believe everything that we're telling you about her story and her come up. And she's actually not being artificially propped up in front of you either. So you're not going to gaslight. You can present the music in front of me, and I like the music, but to try to gaslight me about what's actually going on, that's not going to work. I will not accept it. And that's what they're trying to do. And I said, she may have worked hard. It may have taken years to develop her, but her music is definitely not commercially viable. That's why she's the only one that was nominated for that Grammy that everyone is saying, who? How did she win this? And then there's not only that, there's the 2022 XXL freshman list. There's a Mandela effect going on because people are like, wait, she was a XXL freshman back then? That's how irrelevant she was back then. And then the only song that people have heard is Anxiety. So if we're talking commercially viable, that means people are hearing the song. When I'm talking commercially viable, we're talking Suge with DaBaby. We're talking Freestyle by Lil Baby or Yes Indeed by Lil Baby. We're talking Lifestyle when Young Thug first came out. Those are the songs that we're talking about when we're saying commercially viable. Or Moo by Doja Cat, or even you could say the other one, didn't even know this. I forgot. It was on the album that had Cybersex on it. Say So. Those are commercially viable. The only commercially viable song she's had is Anxiety thus far. And then that brings us to the only song that people have heard is Anxiety, which is not only a sample of an already existing hit. The majority of the clip of that song that's spreading comes from somebody that I used to know, which is Doechii, which is an early 2010s smash hit song. And they sampled the song from decades earlier. But her song, before she even comes in, that's what's popping. And then I already said it's not only a sample of an already existing hit, but also a re-released version of a song that blew up because of Sleepy Hollow. They capitalized on the momentum he created for the song and then recorded a new version without him to push it further. And this just goes more into the plant narrative, into a justified industry plant narrative, because this is how it works. So the timeline is around 2019, maybe 2020, Doechii was doing these like coven sessions where she would freestyle or record over certain beats and instrumentals. One of those was Somebody That I Used to Know. And that's where the chorus for the current song Anxiety that is out underneath her name came from. Now, in that time frame, that song did not get released officially. It was not on any streaming platform. It just remained on YouTube. Why, you might ask? Number one, it didn't blow up. And number two, because she can't get the sample cleared. You've got to pay some money to get that sample cleared. And she wasn't signed to a major label, or maybe TDE didn't want to invest in that song at that time because it wasn't booming. Sleepy Hollow comes around and he likes that part. So he takes the chorus, which is the part that's still blowing up today. He takes that chorus, calls the song Anxiety, and then he delivers his verses on it. So he takes the chorus, he samples it, and he's signed with RCA Records. I think they have a JV deal or a distribution deal or something. So RCA Records is able to get the sample clearance to officially release the Sleepy Hollow song. That song gets played, gets radio spin. The budget, Sleepy Hollow's budget and marketing budget from RCA goes into blowing up Anxiety. That song starts getting posted on TikTok. Granted, it is Doechii's part that is getting spread around because it's the catchy part, and then of course Sleepy Hollow comes in with the verse. It's a great song, and it's also Sleepy Hollow's biggest song on that project that he released in 2023. It's got or his second biggest song. Die Young is the first one with 347 and that's a good song too. But that one has 200 million streams on it, on the Boy Meets World project. So I think he dropped the song maybe 2022. So they were able to get it cleared that way. And then they come along in 2024, TDE and them, they have Doechii re-record the song. So she re-records it, and then now they release it after it's already got motion, and the sample got cleared via Sleepy Hollow, and they paid a ton of money to get radio play. So they heated up the song, and they just came on the wave. And they were like, oh, it's a bandwagon play. And then now, the new song that they're spending a ton of money to promote even more is completely Doechii and doesn't have Sleepy Hollow on it at all. And some people will make the argument, well, she made the original song in 2019. It doesn't matter what you made. If something's in the dust and someone puts a ton of money behind it and they're the ones that get it lit, and then you come back around and you just re-record another version to release under your name, dog, is that not an industry plant narrative? That's like the most industry thing I've ever seen. Oh yeah, that other record label, they got that song popping. Well, our artist is on it and we're going to release a new version, re-recorded. And now this song is bigger than the one that Sleepy Hollow dropped. Sleepy Hollow, I don't know if he's really spoken on this. Doechii tried to put out a statement explaining what happened, which I'm going to play for you guys right now.
Okay, so I'm going to break down this lore to people who don't understand it. So I'm dropping a song called Anxiety. Now, you may be thinking Anxiety already came out. So Sleepy Hollow, amazing artist, by the way, he dropped a song called Anxiety where he was sampling my song called Anxiety, but my song is using the sample of somebody I used to know, and then I took that beat, somebody I used to know, and I made my own song on top of it called Anxiety. So then I dropped that song on YouTube. It never hit streaming, and then Sleepy Hollow sampled that. It got approved, and then that song blew up, and now people are finding the original version that I did on YouTube, and that's blowing up on TikTok. And it's Anxiety, keep on driving. And now people want me to release the full version, and we're here. And I'm releasing that, and it's coming out. So y'all can enjoy the full version, and that's the lore behind Anxiety.
You see how confusing this is and how hilarious this is too? Because the audience is already confused. Wait, hold on. Why are you releasing a song that's already out? She's like, well, they found my original version. Yeah, your original version is the hook that was blowing up. Now, she does have a full song that was the Coven Music session, but she just re-recorded everything for it to be like higher quality. But it's like, dog, it doesn't change the fact that people are confused because this guy did all of the work. Him and his record label did all of the work to blow up this song. Like, discovery is the hardest part of any product or song. So it's like, I don't know the back end of it, like how the business was handled. So I'm not going to say it's something scummy, but I'm saying like, yo, we're not crazy. Like, stop trying to gaslight us that this is regular. When was the last time we've seen stuff like this happen consistently for an artist? Like, this didn't even happen for Baby Keem. They just had a cap-ass backstory for him talking about he just sent in some beats and he just happened to get picked out of the thousands of people. Yeah, okay. So that's the one thing that really irks me is when people try to play me like I'm dumb or like play us like it's not even that we're dumb. It's that they just think we must be under a rock. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.